The power is on. Finally. We're coming to you live from Bye Bye City Leyte. How is everyone? I hope all of you are doing well, and I hope you all survived the twin typhoons. It was horrible around here, but not as horrible as where you live. Yes, indeed. Yes, indeed. It was a problem. It was a problem. We just now got the power restored less than 24 hours ago. Even after purchasing several gallons of gasoline, which we now have to dump it to the van instead of dumping into the generator tank. How is everybody this evening? It's 6 p.m. on a Tuesday evening here in the Philippines. Who all is in the house? Moelma's here. Rodell, Jean-God is here. Pressy, Manzanero in the house. How are you today? Ninong Sexy. Marianne Robotic is here. Miro. Ladisa has stopped by to pick up his paycheck, her paycheck. We've got his paycheck, her paycheck, something like that. Nicole Farr is here. Nicole, how are you? You're definitely one of my most favorite people in the whole world. We've got Moelma here. Moelma, what's on the menu tonight? Do you have any pinto beans and tortillas, Moelma? That would be nice. It's hard to find pinto beans here. Not so much tortillas anymore. They're advertised as Mexican tortillas. Of course, that's who invented them. Yenarina's here. Ronaldin Fuentes. My cousins are Fuentes. They live in Santa Fe Springs. I do miss them dearly. Rasa, Shaney, how are you? Shaney is here. Hi, Shaney. Anime Reyes is always in the house. Forcing the sharing of my videos. I do appreciate it. She's forcing you to watch them. She has so much power and control over you. Speaking of power and control, that's what I'm thinking tonight's subject is all about. Yes, I'm feeling like I'm being controlled all the time. No, not in relationships. No. I'm the control freak in the relationship. No. We both are. We're always like this. Relationships can be tough. Glenda Montero is here. Most of you know that's what a relationship is. Winnie Nelagon is here. How are you, Winnie? Winnie me, how you be? Oh, we're going to give away some money today, RD Vlog. I'm glad you're here. Because we're going to be giving away 3 500 peso prizes. I'm brought to you live in low definition tonight. I just wanted to see what it looked like. So you're watching Dan live in low definition. I promise you, every live stream on StreamYard from now on will be in low definition. Oops. Oops, what happened? Oh, no. Oh, I lost you guys for a minute there. I clicked out of my comment section. Who else is here? Wilfredo's here. How are you, Wilfredo? Good evening. Jalen Villa Risas is here. Welcome in. Marie Jinx is in the house. Welcome. Jojo is here. It's always nice to see you. Mrs. Mensch is here. Miss Mensch. Michelle Lozada is in the house. Michelle, were you here last week? I don't remember seeing you. I think it's been a while. Ronaldin, it's always a pleasure. And look, a member for 19 months. Mertz is here. That's Pacquiao. Mertz is in the house. Oh, I'm glad you're here. Folks, she was saying she felt guilty. In one of the comments I read, she was saying that she felt guilty because we'd gone over there to Cebu, and then we ended up getting stuck in the typhoon, right? But stranded. But listen, they're only words, because getting stranded in Cebu for us is like getting stranded in Beverly Hills. You know what I mean? It's a shopping opportunity, right? So there's nothing that you need to be apologetic about. It's just an opportunity to shop. Yes, drum roll please. And shopping we did. Yes, we did. Ayala Mall to be exact. I was going to tell you where we were staying when we were staying in Cebu. We were at the Elizabeth Hotel, or Hotel Elizabeth it's called, right there at Ayala Center. It's a landmark in and of itself, right? But it's right near the 7-Eleven and the other 7-Eleven, and next door to the other 7-Eleven, and around the corner is Ayala Mall. Everybody knows where it's at, right? I think the Red Planet Hotel is close by. And so that's where we were. That was our neck of the woods. We're going to be drawing for money any moment. Yes, we are. I know a lot of you are cleaning up after 1 or 2 or 3 of those hurricanes. And from what I understand, it slowed down a little bit as it made landfall up in the north. And we didn't get much of it here, the southern part of Leyte. Nope, we sure didn't. I hope you don't mind me saying that, because I know a lot of people are suffering. I mean, you had parts of Cebu that were just flooded out. You had Mandawi was one. Consolacion was another, right? You had quite a few areas that ended up getting wiped out. And so we didn't get it nearly as badly here in Bye City. But I do want to tell a quick story. Now, was that when we were headed over to the pier, so I posted a short video about this. And we got over there early in the morning. I woke up out of a dead sleep. I said, we got to get everything packed and get over to the pier. Get over to Pier 1. And this was what I figured there was going to be a 1 or 2 day window in between typhoons that we could make our way from Cebu back home. It turns out that I was right. It was a day and a half, and they canceled ferry service again. So we grabbed the fast ferry thinking that we were going to get the first one out of Pier 1 on the ocean jet at 6 a.m. in the morning. It makes a run to Ormoc. And then from Ormoc, our plans were to catch the bus back home to Bye City, which is about a 45-minute bus ride, give or take a few. depending on whether we're on the suicide bus, but we were on the metro. So the metro was kind of taking its time, right? I felt safe on the metro. I always feel safe on the metro. Anyway, there's got to be a song there, right? Well, anyway, so we get there and it's delayed. It's delayed. First of all, they didn't let us through the gate very quickly. People were getting very testy. Obviously, they wanted to get home. They're going all over the place. They got to go to Iloilo, Dumaguete. They got to go to the north, the south, the east, the west. You know, they got to get. They want to get home, and so they were about ready to, I thought, charge the gates. They would not let. They would not let the people into the passenger terminal because they didn't get the go ahead from the Coast Guard. So we were like, oh, this is a great idea coming in early, Dan. It turns out that we might not even be able to launch. So we waited for a good 30 to 45 minutes before they finally got the go ahead from the Coast Guard to allow us to enter the passenger terminal. And then it was like a stampede, but it was an organized stampede. I don't want to say it was disorganized. It was very organized. Security staff and ticket takers and ID checkers, all the people did a wonderful job trying to make everybody as comfortable as they possibly could under the circumstances. But then we were in there for 3 more hours until they let the ferry leave for Ormoc. But once we were underway, I felt good. Once we were on the ocean, the Camote Sea, it's called. That's the ocean in between Cebu and Ormoc there in Silete. That ocean in there is called the Camote Sea, I do believe. Once we were, away from the port, we were out of the bay, I started to relax a little bit and knew that we were probably going to make it home. And of course, the rest of the trip was very, very uneventful from there. So we did manage to make it all the way home, which we're very grateful for. And then just in time for them to cancel the ferry ride again because Typhoon Uwan was approaching. And we basically got hardly any rain at all from that, but a lot of wind. And the wind was not nearly as intense as Tino. Is it Tino? So that's the story that I'm sticking to. All right. We're going to give away 1,500 pesos. But first, we have to stuff the pig. Now, time is flying by. It's going very, very quickly. Before you know it, it'll be December, and we're going to have to figure out a way to give this pig money away, right? Because we've been stuffing the pig for a long time here. And it's heavy, and I'm getting kind of tired of lifting it up, showing you the pig, showing you that we ain't playing around. The pig ain't playing around. The pig is right here. But we haven't been around for a week. We were in Cebu for about a week, but it was only going to be like a 2 or 3 day trip. So the whole thing is we were over there because Mertz was having an event and they put on a fabulous show, I want to tell you. Even the piggy agrees, a fabulous show. They treat those families over there so well. I'm so proud. I'm so proud of them over there. We went over there to be judges and we thought that we can get in and out of there really, really quickly. But by the time the event was over, we made our way back to the hotel. We had discovered that they had already canceled island to island ocean rides. And so we were basically going to be stranded, if you will. It's kind of harsh to say it that way, in Cebu. And like I said, there's nothing wrong with being in Cebu when you have a little bit of shopping to do. All right. So You're watching the Dan and Minnie's Journey Show live in low definition, brought to you by StreamYard. All right, we got to stuff this piggy. Let's put some cash in there, right? Let's not waste any more time. Let's put cash into the piggy. And then eventually you're going to have to guess, how much cash is in here, because when I give you the instructions about where to enter your guess, all right, then you'll have to do that in a timely manner. The person that is the first one to enter a proper guess that gets you close to what's inside this piggy, then you will win the whole lechon baboy. Well, here's the whole thing, right? Here's the whole thing about this piggy. It's heavy. And so I think one year, I think Nicole was here. I think she may have won one year, right? 2 years ago, it brought tears to my eyes because she really needed the money. I found out later. I discovered that it was a beautiful thing. But hopefully that's going to repeat itself. Yeah, of course it would be nice if Nicole won again. But you all have an equal opportunity. But I'm kind of thinking there's more dough inside this pig than that first contest. And this is because Mike had suggested. He reminded me, Dan, you were going to start this stuff into the pig early this year. Do you remember that? So he was reminding me that, yeah, I'd forgotten. If Mike hadn't reminded me that we would start this early, then I may not have done it. All right, so this is going in the pig right now, along with some coin. And so this you might be able to see. I don't know about the coin. All right, so here we're putting the pig. Here's the proof. The pig has been stuffed with the bills. And now we're going to do this. Put some coins in. I should be using these coins for the trikes and the jeepneys. Whenever my wife says, we need coin for the jeepney, we don't have enough coin, I'm always like, that might be my fault a little bit. Anyway, let's put some of this coin in. I don't know if you're going to be able to see the coin. But we're going to put some coin in here. Ooh, 32 million people in the house. I'm happy to do this live stream today because there are probably 1 or 2 or 3 or not 32 of you that need some of this money. Let's put one of these golden ones in here. I'll tell you what, let's put another golden one in here. What's this one right here? Who knows what this one is? Yeah. And another one of these. All right. The piggy has been stuffed. It is happy and heavy. Eee. Eee. Oh. Boy. Thank you so much for putting up with me. You're in the toilet, by the way. You're in the toilet with Dan. It is a unisex toilet. Oh, my goodness gracious. Mike is here, by the way. Nicole Instead family, Ramir. Balanga is here. Mildred, the better half, is also in the house. Ramil Guapo is here. Mentioned Marianne Robotic. Joseph Vlogs, how are you? I love watching on Facebook and other places. Joseph Vlogs. Winnie is hanging in there with us. She wants to win some money. Rona Cease is here. I didn't see you early. Beth Beltran. Beth Beltran, how are you? Are you related to my high school buddy Carlos, by the way, has the same last name? And Manolin is here. Manolin, welcome in. It's good to see you. All right, that's where all of you have been. You're here. I was wondering, how did that number... Ferdy Gaming. Oh, I was going to talk a little bit further before we do the first draw, right? The first winner. All right, so while we're over there, so I got to talk about this because it's so much fun. So, you know, Mertz has a couple of very, very intelligent young ladies, you know, her children. And Trixie was dressed as Wednesday from the Addams Family. I did a little bit of a short video on that. If you wouldn't mind going in there and take a view of that video to run it up to 1,000 for me, 1,000 views. We're only like 20 or 25 views away. I would truly appreciate it. Gracie is here. Gracie, how are you? Anyway, she's totally in character, right? Not only is the costume perfect, but Trixie stays in character from the first time that we greet each other, right? All the way through the event. She's staying in character. Now, it must be, listen, they're very intelligent kids. I just want to say that it must be very difficult to keep them busy, Mertz, because they're very smart. And it's obvious why they're so smart, because their parents, they're the product of very intelligent parents. See? And so it's hard to keep. So, I mean, inquisitive minds want to know, you know. So I was just thinking that they're always probably asking their parents questions all the time. What is pi? What is the square root of, you know, they get these questions, right? Because it's hard to keep up. It's hard to keep up with the kids, right? That are like rocket scientists, you know. But Trixie, she stays in character. She was totally Wednesday. You know, she totally was from the Addams Family. I mean, every now and again I look over at her, right, and she'd be like, yeah, I'd be thinking of the television show. She was perfect. Perfect. They should cast her in the next, if there's ever another Addams Family, they should cast her in that role. She would be perfect for it. All right. Thanks so much for all the support that you've been giving our channel. You guys you're tremendous. I couldn't be with a happier group of people. Yeah, well, she doesn't have a square root. Well, she has no roots at the moment, Mike. Ravinder is here. Hi, Ravinder. Okay, let's get going, right? let's get going with the first draw. Now you know the rules, right? So when I put start down here in the chat, you will choose a number between 1 and 35. And the one who gets the closest that enters the number that I draw out of the Starbucks that I got from DV Mart. I think this is where this came from. There are 35 balls in there. I have certified that each one is in there. They're bingo balls. They're numbered between 1 and 35. All you got to do is be the one that chooses the ball that I pull out of here after you make your guess, a number between 1 and 35. We'll go back and take a look at it, and it's the person who got the number first that shows up in the chat first before I put stop in there. Stop guessing. Now, here's the whole thing. You only get one guess. So there's 30 in the chat. I should only see 30 guesses. No ninja channels, although spouses are allowed. Family members are most likely allowed, but don't use a ninja channel. It's one person, one vote. Are you ready to go? Shake your head yes. Okay, I see you out there. 25 million people have hung in there with us. I hope you could hear me okay. All right, I'm getting ready to enter the start command. And when you see it entering the chat next to our channel name, make sure that you only take one guess, a number between 1 and 35. I have certified that they're all inside here. I did it after I drank the coffee. That's fake anyway, right? That's probably from China. All right, here we go. Here we go. When you see start appear, you may start guessing a number between 1 and 35. Whoa, whoa, whoa. Look at everybody take off. This is going to be for 500 pesos. What a commercial. As soon as you're able to, go ahead and skip out of that commercial. Why would that thing appear? Well, I'm trying to conduct a contest here. All right. I should suspend that. I forget to do it, right? I do apologize. I forget to do it. Okay, we're getting ready to enter the stop button. Once I push the stop button here, that means when it shows up in the comment section, you have to stop guessing. Okay, so if you don't have your guess in yet, you're too late if it appears below this stop command in 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Stop guessing. I don't know what happened here. So on my phone, everything looks great. And then on my StreamYard screen, everything is all messed up. Why does it do that? Oh, that hurt my ears. That was rather loud. I was just trying to reset the chat, the comment section. So I was trying to get it to reset. So, Dan, the reason for the damage from the typhoon that hit Cebu is only 2% of the forest left, which caused extreme flooding. What? Man, they can't be killing trees like that. The trees are like renewable anyway. They're bamboo and the like, but I saw a lot of damaged, not so much coconut trees, but I saw a lot of damaged bananas trees, but I was afraid that I would be hit in the head by a coconut, and that would be not such a great way to leave this planet. I don't know if I had a choice of how to leave this planet, I probably wouldn't do it by getting hit in the head with a coconut. Dan, someone will have a trike change now. Oh, yeah. How did that guy end up in there? I have no idea how that guy drove that trike down in that 20-foot ditch. I have no idea whatsoever. All right. That must have been painful, but no. Him and the passengers were up above, just a few steps away from Minnie and I, where we were filming the whole thing. And they just had it was sort of a shock look on their face, but they weren't injured. So no injuries occurred from the trike that ended up down a 20-foot ditch, a culvert. It was one of those irrigation culverts. All right, we're ready to go. The numbers are in. Let me shake this up a little bit. Let's see if we have a winner on the first pick. Sometimes we don't. Sometimes we don't. All right, let me see. Oh, all right, I got it right here. You're seeing it when I'm seeing it. Number 32, right there. Number 32. Did anybody win with number 32? Oh, I see what you're saying. They need a developed root system that goes deep. I see what you're saying, Mike. Number 32. Do we have a winner with number 32? Let me see. What? Rodell won? Are you serious? Rodell Jean God is the winner of 500 pesos. Is that what you're telling me? Rodell is the winner. It's been a long time since Rodell has won. But Rodell is the winner with number 32. Yeah, so anyway, what was the other thing? Oh, folks, there's evil in the world. you know. Miles is here. There's evil in the world. There's good versus evil. It's going like this right now. It's going crazy, you know. And so be aware of your surroundings. Be aware of who you befriend because I care about you. Would I be a friend of mine? No, I don't think so. You guys are very brave. All right, we've given the first 500 pesos away. The winner is Rodell. I think it's been over a year since Rodell has won. Phil John is here. I have a lousy memory, though. And it's getting worse by the day. I'll be doing an update pretty soon of the house. That's what I forgot to do. Today I was going to do an update, but I will save that for the video. And I will try and get that up. Where the other thing is that Friday live at 6 we'll be keeping that schedule. So this is the makeup from Friday that we missed because the power and the internet it failed us, right? So we're going to try and get back on schedule this coming Friday, Philippine date and time, 6 p.m. And we'll be giving away another pesos 1,500. Rodell, you lucky person. You're 500 pesos richer. I almost said $500. Dang, that would be a lot of money. Isn't it like 500 bucks the same as something like 20,000 pesos or something like that? That would be a win, wouldn't it? You people in the West, it's 5 a.m. Ronald put this says congratulations. All right, let's go again. Why not? But this time we have taken out number 32. 32 is sitting over here in a special place. And so number 32 isn't in there anymore. And Rodell, you can only win one time per night, as you know. So Rodell is going to be out of play, and so is number 32. So that should help increase your chances of winning by a little bit, in theory. Mathematically, it probably really doesn't matter. I don't even know why I'm saying it. There are 35 people in the house coincidentally right now. So Rodell, you hang out and wish people well. And let's see who wins next time around. So if you are all ready to go, please pick a number between 1 and 35 when I put start guessing into the chat next to our channel name. But don't pick Rodell's number 32, because I set it aside. It's over here at my fingertips to my left. Screen right, my left, screen right, something like that. So when you see start appear, you may start guessing for win number 2. Let's go. I hope I don't mess this up. Yeah, when you see it, start guessing. 36 million people in the house at the moment. Ooh, you're exciting me. A lot of people in here. It looks like you all have your guesses in. Girly Cena's here. Ferdy Gaming. Mertz's other half is here. Jojo and John Ray guessed 24. All right. I'm entering the stop command. Please stop. Ooh, I didn't spell that right. Stop guessing in 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Yeah, so Pinky Gray sent me a message. I was worried about her, because she's in Isabella. By the way, Pangasinan got hit pretty good, right? It had some flooding issues. I haven't seen Crystals. Isn't Crystals up there in Pangasinan? I hope she's okay. I should send her a message. But Pink is okay because she's saying that the Sierra Madre Mountains slowed down the typhoon before it hit. Uwan had sped up and it was going to hit land hard, and then it hit the mountains instead, and it pretty much slowed everything down. So good for prayer, I would imagine. Prayer wins out again. All right, let's see what we're going to do here. All the guessing has been done. The stop command has been entered. I got the fake Starbucks jug from China. Let me get a number out of there. Hopefully you're the winner. And I did pull a number out of there. I got it in my hand. It's number 3. Number 3 is the winning number selected for 500 peso. Do we have a winner? Did anybody come up with number 3? Number 3. What? Nicole, how is that possible? Did I send you some good luck your way? Nicole, bringing up the win that you had a couple years ago. I'm so happy. Didn't you win last week, Nicole? Or am I thinking of somebody else? Who am I thinking of that won last week? You know, before all the typhoon worries started to hit. Congratulations. Congratulations, Nicole. You are the winner with selecting number 3 of pesos 500. That'll be coming to you in the GCASH. By the way, I just want to say, don't be shy. Send me your GCASH number in the chat. That's the only way I'm going to be able to keep up. Send it on a single line all by itself so that all I have to do is copy and paste. I appreciate it. Them are the rules. Some of you, when you have done friends requests, ended up in my spam folder. I don't know why. I'm looking all over the place looking for you, right? I'm trying to find you. And then finally, Anime says, hey, Dan, go to your spam folder. They're probably in there. Sure enough, a couple of times, that's what happened. They were in the spam folder. What are you doing in there? Don't be going to the spam folder anymore. Okay, 1,000 is in the history book, so we have one more 500 peso draw to have. Ramir, where are you right now? Why am I always seeing you fishing? Mildred, what's going on with you guys? Are you guys safe? Is everything okay? Charam? I think that Charam has never won. Charam, have you ever won a prize on this live stream? Have you ever won one? Just curious. How the house do? Oh, we didn't get. Oh, good. I'm glad, Mildred, that you guys are safe. We didn't get hit hardly at all. I mean, these houses are typhoon proof. What can I say? You know, they are. You know, earthquake proof. They're probably not. Not against a 6 point or greater. Probably not. If it lasted any period of time. What? You haven't won since last September? That's terrible. September last year. Well, you're overdue. But I was going to say, Menge is here. Hi, Menge. How's Mini Snow doing? Yeah, let's talk about the earthquake swarms. So you guys know that we're getting bombarded by solar activity, and that changes the magnetic field of the earth. It affects things like weather and earthquakes. I would say that swarm of earthquakes that's occurring over there in Japan right now, they're paying attention to it. I have a feeling. You're not lucky at all. Oh, no. I don't know what to say or do for you, Charam. Momshi, dang, is in the house. You'll win one of these days, Charam. I am confident. But you're right. If it's been a year or more, you haven't been lucky. I don't know why. Anyway, I would say that the earthquake swarms that are happening right now in Japan are not only worrisome for Japan, but also for, just about everybody around the Ring of Fire, which includes us. So I would not be surprised if we end up getting the big one sometime soon. When I'm talking about the big one, I'm talking about a 9-pointer, something like that. So I don't know. It's sort of unavoidable. Mother Nature's Mother Nature. Mother Nature's going to do what Mother Nature's going to do. And we have no control. Anytime that you start thinking we have control, well, it's the time to get out of Dodge, I suppose. Move to where they don't have earthquakes, a place like California. Yeah. Oh no, it is scary. The whole thing is scary. Scares the crap out of me. But people tease me all the time, Huh? So you wanted to move to the Philippines, eh? Huh, Dan and Minnie? So you're living in the Philippines. Didn't you know or realize that once you stepped off the plane, the Philippines was going to try and kill you? That's what I have to hear almost on a daily basis. Mike says today is Remembrance Day in Canada. Bless all those who died and served in the armed forces. Yes, indeed. Yes, indeed. Keep them in your thoughts and prayers. Ravinder is here. Cressy Manzanero's hanging in there with us. Yeah, so the earthquake thing, oh my goodness gracious, makes me nervous. It makes me nervous because I know. And I want to talk about one more thing, not like that, not cataclysm. Is that what you call it here? Cataclysm? But I wanted to talk a little bit. There she is, Minnie Snow. How are you there, Minnie Snow? I want to talk a little bit about something that's caught my attention. So, in the last few weeks, because of these magnetic storms, we've been having a lot of problems with internet, slow data. You guys have all experienced it, I'm sure. This is all caused by when the sun decides it wants to take it what did I almost say? When it wants to spew, its sunspot, and it wants to launch a missile our direction, and then it hits the Earth almost right on target. It's happened this solar cycle more than it has others. And so we've been having problems with internet, data, stable internet, electricity going on and off, all kinds of weird stuff. And so, oh, that's nice that you're doing well. I'm happy for you. Oh, you're not only doing well, you're doing great. That's fantastic. So I hope things continue to go great for you. I was going to say that I started thinking about Tesla. I started thinking about Tesla's internet satellite system. Of course, they're not immune to having internet go down. And it is a very expensive system. But something else caught my attention today. I was reading about how they're going to offer direct service satellite to phone, satellite to cell phone, that they're buying up, not bandwidth. What's it called, Mike? Mike, what is it called? It's not bandwidth, but it's like bandwidth. from one of the big companies. You know, they buy the highway to hell, pretty much. I mean, I hate to be so graphic, but they buy the highway, you know, so they can move data, so they can start competing with the cell phone companies. And I think if you go satellite to phone to cell phone, making towers obsolete, that you're basically going to put a lot of people out of business. You're going to put a lot of data SIM card people out of business if you do that. You know, T-Mobile, AT&T, all the biggies that operate using towers. Otherwise, it's really caused by China, Dan, not fake news. Oh, it's fake news, not caused by the sun. Solar flares. That's what I've been trying to think of, Mike. So I was thinking that, man, if Tesla had, there's Crystals. Crystals, how are you? Is everything good there where you are? No, you posted something, right? Did you flood? Did you flood out, Crystals, over there? So anyway, if they do that, that will pretty much eliminate, it'll reduce the price of the cost of traditional cellular. If you can get a 4G network direct from satellite to phone, and you don't have to use any intermediary, right? But so I'm thinking about it. In other words, I'm planning for the future, you know, which is silly. I realize that. Our house been damaged or damn, but all is safe. Okay, what kind of damage did you have with your house? What happened? Did it take up any roof? Did it take out? Did it flood? What happened? Tell us the story. Share with everybody. They might have a few pesos they can send your way. So the whole thing is, I'm thinking now with the new house, going with roaming Tesla, the roaming setup, but it's very expensive. The equipment's expensive and the monthly service fee is expensive for now. But then I'm thinking, if you get a chance that Lainey is here, if you get a chance to bundle it with cell phone service, and you could use that all over the world, traveling, doesn't matter where you go. Oh no, not the roof and the ceiling. Oh my God, I'm so sorry that happened. Where are you guys staying, Crystals? Where are you guys staying right now? Did you have any part of the house that you were able to seek refuge? Oh, it's terrible. That's terrible. We'll talk more offline. I didn't realize that it was that serious. That didn't flood your house. You're safe. Okay. Well, are you staying in the house right now, or are you staying in the shelter? Where are you right now? Girlie Cena safe also. It did not flood their house, but they are safe. So yeah, it was a terrible, terrible storm. Terrible. Pangasinan, oh my gosh. Very, very dangerous. Pangasinan would have been the other coast, the other side from where Pinky Gray was in Isabella. James is in the house. James, what's going on? So, anyway, that's good. That's good. I hope that we're done with it. You know, isn't we clean the kitchen side and stay there for a while? Kids at my in-laws. Good, good, good. Yeah, that's how you do it. That's how you do it. All right. So you're managing. Okay. So, folks, I'm telling you, people need help. People need help. By the way, I don't know if you saw the video where they brought in the relief supplies here in Bye Bye City. They brought relief supply, and we got a text message. You remember last year we gave away some rice, and I didn't realize this, but we were on the list to receive, 5 kilograms of rice. Some of you I've shared this information with. So they sent us a text message saying, "Hey, we're holding 5 kilos of rice for you guys. Can you come down and pick it up?" And I was like, "What? Oh my goodness, we're on the list. We were on the list for relief supplies. So we'll take that. We'll take that 5. We actually can use the 5 kilos of rice. I can't tell a lie. We can use it. And so we're probably going to cook that rice up. One last thing I want to talk about, I think. So the Tesla thing we might do, even though it's very expensive right now. Mariah's here. We might do it because when they start bundling it up with cell phone service, it might make more financial sense. So if I invest in the equipment now or wait for a promo to invest the equipment, and then maybe later they'll have some kind of bundling promo when they get the whole phone thing started, because I see a whole bunch of integration work happening with this thing. A whole bunch of stuff is going to be going on with the integration of these systems. And then also how the Philippines will also benefit or can benefit is all the towers that they built and the infrastructure they built here in the Philippines. It pretty much will devalue once Tesla starts delivering service, and it should be cheaper to get load and service here in the Philippines. I'm thinking that's what's going through my mind. It may not happen that way, or it may not happen right away, but I'm just thinking that the benefit will be that equipment will become obsolete and it will devalue. By the way, I want to talk about devaluation one last time before we do the final draw for 500 pesos. The Philippine housing market is not devaluing. I don't know how many people in here know or even care about it under the circumstances. It's appreciating, but it is not devaluing. And I know I have talked about the overbuilding of condos and all this other stuff, and it will not contribute to the devaluation of housing. And let me explain why. Most people know this, it's obvious, and that is because Filipinos don't buy condos. They don't. They build on a house and lot. They build a house on a lot. Sometimes it's provided for free from their families. Letty B is here. Madeline Reyes is in the house. And sometimes it's gifted, it's gifted to them. Sometimes they purchase it. See, I would not get anything from Scott. I have nothing against rich people. I'd like to be one day. Mike, quite frankly. I'm on my way to becoming very wealthy. Thank you. I just would like to point that out. I'm just thinking about the money angle. How does Dan actually end up benefiting from this? Let's see. Philippine housing is slowly realizing the tourist commodity. Yeah, the condo. I think your point, James, is spot on. The condos are for the tour. They're for the people that want to come from the West and live in Asia. That's who buys the condos. So it's not going to impact housing, even though there are 8,000, there's an overbuild of whatever it was, several thousand units that's going to last 8 years. I think that's where the 8 number comes from. It's not going to it's not enough to devalue housing in the Philippines because there's a 3 to 6 million unit housing shortage, and we're talking about house and lot. So I think where that came from, that idea that it was devaluing, came from Westerners trying to apply Western real estate processes to Asia. And you can't do it that way because, number one, Filipinos don't carry a mortgage. The majority of them, they're gifted the land, or they inherit the land from a relative, or they're given permission to build on it. And then they will only build on it when they have the cash. So now, if you're in a situation where you suffer damage, make your move. If you're in a situation where the tornado had an impact, crystals, then you have to think deeply about making your move. Are you going to rebuild there, or are you going to move? Are you going to move to some other place that might be safer but may not be? I mean, the Philippines is an island, for crying out loud. Who keeps reminding me of that? Eventually it's going to flood here. Even where we live, it's going to flood one day. Just letting you know, it's going to flood. It's give and receive. That's right. Jessa is here. Jessa, where have you been? You see, so that's my thinking on that. And so it makes sense. So I think they were making fun of me in one of the expat forums. That's where the whole thing was, where they were calling me King Dan. I can't help it if I'm smarter than the average bear. I won't let them get away with telling lies that can hurt people. And they do it all the time in those forums. And, it doesn't bother me. I'll just keep shooting back the truth for as long as it takes. It doesn't bother me to do that. To be called names every time, when someone calls me a name, all I do is sticks and stones, sticks and stones. I start thinking about what an impact I'm making on their lives if they're giving me even 1 millisecond of attention. That's how my brain works. It doesn't bother me, I can't explain why it doesn't bother me. It just simply doesn't, and so there. But don't go, I try to explain to them, you can't get out there and promote garbage, because it's going to hurt someone. That's the thing. It's going to eventually hurt someone. And you don't want to hurt people. You want to help them. Don't hurt people. And when you start spewing stuff like that, I would never live in the Philippines. Well, you're a guy. Listen, that's okay. That's okay. But why do you need to announce it to the world? In other words, keep it to yourself. We don't care. We live here. Why do people do that? I would never live in a third world country while there's poverty there. As though we don't have homeless people living on the streets of San Francisco, the richest city, one of the richest cities in the entire United States. Maris is here. Hi, Maris. Yeah, they waste their time. Exactly. The whole thing is, I don't understand it, but I won't let you get away with it. I won't let you get away with telling the lie, just so you could what? Feel good about yourself, that you what? Know something? I mean, your folks are just proving themselves the opposite. They don't really know what's going on in the world. Yeah, everybody has a choice to make. Mertz is right, of course. Everyone has a choice to make. If I were unhappy and miserable, living here in the Philippines, would I be building a second house? I don't think so. Yeah, I can take criticism. I mean, people can critique me, and they would be legitimate critiques, most likely. You could say things like, well, you're just blind to the poverty, Dan. Well, I've seen a lot of it in my life. I have seen a lot of it, mostly in the United States. Here in the Philippines, we don't deal with it the same way. We don't deal with poverty the same way they do in the States. Here, we offer up our neighbors a meal. We share what we have with them. We share some rice, we share some meals. My final thought, since I'm talking about food, is this. I talk about that new cafe a lot. Rosie's over there that opened up in the Bye Bye Central Mall. And the reason why it's so impressive is because you could tell that they had a dietitian design the plate. So breakfast, for example, you end up getting 2 eggs. The protein, the protein that I love is tocino. You end up getting garlic rice. And then as a garnish, you end up getting cucumber and tomato. Well, when you look at the plate, most people won't think about the reason why Philippines aren't stupid. That's right. Far from it. The reason why they set the plate up like that is because Giselle is here, is because they're trying for you not to get a sugar spike, an insulin spike. So as everybody knows, there's an epidemic in the Philippines of diabetes. And one of the culprits of the rise in blood sugar that leads to the diabetes is very, very simple. Rice, white rice by itself, without having the protein, can cause blood sugar to spike. And how you create a barrier to that happening, or to lower the chances, is you eat the rice with the protein and the vegetable. So here you have 2 proteins on the plate. You have 2 eggs and you have tocino. You have the garlic rice and you have the vegetables. Each one of those any one of those combinations with the rice is going to prevent a quick spike in blood sugar. Yeah, carbohydrates, right. And so this is what they're trying to do. So this is why I like this place so much. Not only is the food tasty, but they actually have intelligence on how to set up their meals so that they can mitigate the blood sugar spike. And you also do, but this is the reason why Filipinos don't eat rice by itself. Now, it could be that your parents taught you this. Don't eat rice by itself. You have to have something with it. And that something most likely is a protein. So that's why you don't eat rice. But oftentimes, especially in my generation, we had to go without. But I'll tell you what my mom did. Janet, Paulino. I'll tell you what my mom did. She did one of the smartest things that a mommy can do. She served the rice with beans and lentils. And if you go do your research, if you care to take a look at that, that also prevents the blood sugar from spiking when you eat them together. And so even though we didn't have much growing up as a kid, right, we were healthy kids. And that was because she was practicing what she was taught from her mom, by her mother. And that is that even though rice is twice as nice, right, you always serve it up with a protein. And beans and lentils are very, very rich in protein. So there's your lesson of the day. Let's do the last draw. 41 million people in the house for the final pesos 500 GCASH pick for the new people in the house, you only get one guess per person. So there's 40 people in the chat. I should only see 40 guesses except for the winners. The winners are out of play. They were Nicole Farr and Rodell Jean God. And we also took the numbers out of play because you'll be picking a number between 1 and 35. But don't pick 32 and don't pick number 3 because they're no longer available to be played. So it's any number between 1 and 35, but not number 32 or number 3. So I'm getting ready to go now for the final draw for the 500 pesos. When you see start appear in the chat next to our channel name, enter into the comment section your best guess of a number between 1 and 35, but do not enter the number 32 or 3. And then we will grab a winning number out of this fake Chinese Starbucks coffee, whatever this is from China. We'll grab a number out of there and we'll see if we have a winner. Are you ready to go? I'm seeing a shake of heads. Let's go. Here we go. Start's about ready to enter into the chat. Keep your eyes open and start guessing as soon as you see that appear. I'll give you a few seconds to get your guesses in, and then I will enter the stop command in 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Here we go. Stop guessing. All the guesses are in. All right. Without further delay, let me mix these bingo balls up. And we'll grab a bingo ball out of this thing. And the winning number this time around is number 20, 20. Number 20. Do we have a winner with number 20? Number 20. Uh-oh, commercial. You have my permission to get out of the commercial if one showed up. Who do we have? Let's go. What do you know? Congratulations. Congratulations. Who won? Wait, I didn't get who won. Maybe it went by really fast, but who won? Give me a name. I don't know who won. I'm looking at the chat and it must have. Congratulations, Angie. Angie. Wait. Jerry's here. Hi, Jerry. How are you? From South Texas. Jerry's in the house. Anna Mae says Miss Mensch. Is that who won? Do we have consensus? It was Miss Mensch. Yes, Miss Mensch, the winner. All right, so everybody, do you know how to get a hold of me? My chat messenger, so you can send that GCASH number to me. That's the only way I can send you money is if I have your GCASH number. And so can you figure out a way to sign up for my Facebook or get a message to me? Did you post a link? Oh, there it is. Anime, thank you so much. There's my Facebook page. I appreciate you all being here. Thanks so much, Nicole Instead family, Janice Paulino. Let me see if Minnie's here. I'm gonna mute for a second. I hope this works. Minnie, Minnie, we are ready for you. Minnie's coming in. She's inbound. Hello. There she is. You can see she's feeling better. Everybody's here. We have a whole lot of people. Rodell's here. Ravinder's here. Mertz is here. Menge, Minnie Snow. The whole gang of folks is here. All right, everybody. We're going to send this money out tonight in a few minutes. Thanks, everybody, for coming to the live stream. We'll see you Friday at 6 p.m. Take care. We'll see you in the next one. Bye. We're out.